This is the GTN Show, brought to you by Amp Human. Welcome. And yes, it's me on my own again. However, not for long, because I've got some exciting news. Mark is actually back and he's going to be joining me in just a moment. But first, I should probably address the situation we're in at the moment. I know lots of you are in quarantine, self-isolation, maybe you're not allowed to go outdoors. Whatever it is, we're all in some form of restriction. However, we are all in this together and we should help each other. So today we are going to be discussing what this means for GTN and how we're going to be working as a team, but also looking at the bigger picture for triathletes. So what it means for you guys and us as well. And with that, we've got a few ideas on how to train at home, or at least how to entertain yourselves at home. So for that, I should probably go and find Mark. Hey Mark.
Hey Heather.
How are you doing?
Yeah, very good. This is weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Well, guys, as you can see, we are taking this situation very seriously, and I'm here at GTN HQ whilst Mark is obviously filming at home. So we're trying to keep as much distance as we can during these tough times.
Yeah, I think this is possibly going to be our new normal going forwards, or at least for the immediate future. And the main thing that we wanted to let you guys know is that although we are not going to be directly filming together, the show still goes on.
Yeah, it definitely does, Mark. So we are here to help, and we know it's a difficult situation for lots of you. You're not able to do a certain amount of training, and also where it's different for different parts of the world. And I think the biggest thing we've seen is lots of people struggling with swimming, because pretty much everywhere swimming pools have shut down. And we've given some tips, and we've got more to come on how you can actually do alternative training for all these different challenges.
Yeah, one of the, I guess, the big questions we are getting or we're seeing at the moment is, should we all keep training? If the races are all cancelled, then what's the point? Why are we training? And we totally get that. So obviously nobody has the answer right now. We're in pretty uncertain times. We may be racing at the end of the 2020 season. We may not. But what I would say is that training, and I guess some of the challenges that come from training and the things that we aim for in training can actually be really helpful at this time.
Yeah, I guess it's very much, isn't it, that whole motivation thing. And I don't know at home if you're setting yourself different goals, but having something to, even if it's just a week's plan, because at the moment we are living kind of day by day to a certain extent of, we don't quite know what's happening, but it's very much about having mini goals, like Mark said. I mean, whether that's to do a certain amount of press-ups, or it could be if you've got a turbo trainer at home, you could be trying to improve your FTP. Maybe you can still run outside, or you have a treadmill. You could even aim for a PB and just focus on one discipline. I mean, there's quite a lot of options, aren't there, Mark?
Yeah, and I actually heard someone the other day saying they are now getting on the rollers and they're trying to teach themselves how to ride on the rollers, and they're already at the point of taking their hands off the handlebars and unzipping their jersey. Taking it off and then putting it back on. I say that's pretty good progression in the space of a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I'm worried that some of our viewers might start to give us that challenge, because I can't even ride without my hands on handlebars outside. So riding on rollers could be a bit of a challenge for me. Have you done it?
I have done on the rollers. I'm definitely not at the level of taking my jersey off, or riding single leg or anything crazy like that. But maybe that's what we should be doing at the moment.
Yeah, maybe. Well, I think we are going to try one of those challenges, aren't we, with something coming soon.
Definitely. Well, I also think it's quite important to keep spirits high during these times and have a laugh. So many of us are stuck indoors, obviously working from home. So we've enjoyed some home training improvisations that some people have been sending through, including this one from Goldwyn.
Well, that's definitely a different way of thinking outside the box, making things fun and getting the kids involved if maybe you're stuck at home and they're off school. Some ideas there, hey Mark?
Yeah, Heather, I think it's only fair for us to give it a go too.
Caption Compete.
Well, given that we can't compete or race outdoors at the moment, I thought I'd bring the competition indoors. Reggie, are you ready? Let's go. I win. Sorry, mate. Teabag in the muck. Hang in there, guys. I'll get there. Yes. Cheers. Good boy. Now time for some step reps. We've got 14 steps there, myself versus Reggie. Let's see if I can get a personal best today. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Did pretty quick. Right, Reggie, now your turn. Go on. 3, 2, 1. Upstairs. Go. Go. Ooh, please pause. I think you've lost it. Unsure. Keep going, upstairs. I think I won that one. Oh, what do you mean I owe you 60? That's everything I've got. Will you win, I'm out. Oh, this is ridiculous. You've been lying on the board most of the game anyway. It's a stupid game. God. Well, we hope you enjoyed them there, and do make sure you send in your own home training improvisations. I know obviously we're in the midst of a rather unpleasant time, but it's still good to have a little bit of fun during this and all get through it together. So do make sure you send in your own improvisations to us on our GTN photo uploader. But you will notice obviously Heather isn't here right now, and that's because we're splitting things up for the rest of the show. Heather's going to be coming back with the Tri News and the Caption Comp. I'll be back also later on in the show. But during these rather unusual and weird times, we're actually quite interested to hear from you guys. So in this week's GTN poll, we actually want to understand where your head is at and what your plans are for the rest of the year. Obviously, a lot of races are in doubt and a lot of them have been cancelled. So are you still planning on racing and hoping that there will be some later this year? Or perhaps maybe you're still training, swim, bike and run, but not focusing on racing. Or perhaps you're just focusing on one discipline or one area, or you've accepted there is no race season and actually you are taking a complete break from triathlon. You can enter that poll by clicking just up here. But now for last week's poll, where Heather actually asked you, who is stronger, triathletes or cyclists? And it was a resounding win for the triathletes. It was 78% to the triathletes and 22% for the cyclists.
Thanks, Mark, for the poll. It's back to me for Tri News. And there has been quite a lot of negativity in the world recently, so I'm delighted to say that we have some positive news. And that is thanks to the PTO, the Professional Triathletes Organisation, who have realised that there's obviously been a huge amount of races cancelled and postponed right now, which has meant that pro triathletes' paychecks have been cut rather dramatically for the foreseeable future. So they have managed to up the bonus that they have available to $2.5 million, and they are going to pay out immediately, and it's going to be on the current PTO world ranking, and they're going to pay out to the top 100 male and female athletes as it stands at the moment. So the extra $500,000 increase bonus, which was announced last week, is being spread out amongst the athletes. So those ranked from 20th to 50th were receiving $5,000 and now getting an $8,000 payout. And those ranked 50th to 100 who were receiving $2,000 are now receiving a $5,000 payout. So it's a nice little bonus there for the athletes who might be struggling at these times. And those ranked in the top 10 have actually agreed to engage with the PTO to do some online activities and any other things that might actually generate more income. income, and that income that is generated will then be distributed to the athletes ranked from 20th up to 100. And obviously there's a lot of races that are having to be changed, and the Collins Cup is one of those. So they have announced, the PTO have announced that that's going to be postponed for a whole year. So they're going to hold that in San Marin at the Ex-Bionic Sphere next May in 2021. But it was due to obviously run alongside the Challenge Championship event, which is in the same place in May of this year. That isn't yet being postponed for a year. They're looking at a date hopefully later in the year. With real life racing off the cards for the foreseeable future, the Ironman group have been thinking outside the box, and they have come up with the Ironman VR, virtual reality form of Ironman. Now this is due to be launched on the 1st of April, and apparently it isn't an April Fool's. It's going to be a platform that will allow athletes to train and race together with small competitions like regularly throughout the week and lots of other activities. So a bit of an online platform basically for training, which I presume will be through cycling and running. We don't know very much about it at the moment, it's quite vague. But one of the really interesting things which has come out is apparently the potential to have a qualifying system for the Half Ironman World Championships in Taupo in November of this year. Now, I mean, as things stand at the moment, we don't even know what will be happening in the autumn and if events will be back to normal. But obviously if they are, then qualification period will have had a bit of a freeze for a long time. So this is something that's really quite different, and as to how they will incorporate swimming, I don't know, because I thought, oh, that could be interesting, I'd love to give it a go, but without swimming I think I might be a bit stuck. But it is great to see that they're thinking outside the box, and anything that can still engage us and get us keeping our motivation on track has got to be a good thing, but hopefully we'll have some more details on it soon. Talking of virtual racing, a couple of clubs in the south of England thought outside the box on the weekend, because it was supposed to be the Southern 12-stage road relays, and two rivals, Belgrave Harriers and Herne Hill Harriers, didn't want to miss out the opportunity to race each other, so they came up with a bit of a plan. Now, in the UK over the weekend it was still social distancing, so 2-metre rule between anybody and no groups of running. So they decided to make sure they did this 5k stretch, which was 5k for each relay member, but record it on Strava, so they all did solo runs and then add it up at the end of the day. So Belgrave Harriers had 15 athletes running, Herne Hill had 14, and at the end of the day, once it was all tallied together, it was Belgrave Harriers who took the win. Last week we saw the release of the new Zip Service Course Silver. So it's a bit of a different look to the usual black bike parts we see from Zip. So they've got a silver effect finish on the handlebars, stem and the seat post. Got a little bit of a retro, quite cool look to them. We've also got a new TT bike from the French bike manufacturer Lapierre. Well, those eagle-eyed viewers of you might have noticed that Groupama FDJ were riding these new bikes in the 4th stage of the Paris-Nice. Well, it is the new Lapierre Aerostorm disc.
Well, now time to take a look through some of the photos that you've been sending in to us. Obviously, we've got a lot of COVID-19 coronavirus related photos here. A lot of people practicing their social distancing and being in self-isolation. So let's get stuck in. First one from Nathan, and this was from Ohio, actually in the USA, and they said, went running this morning and we were careful to practice our social distancing. Apparently they say that social distancing is easy when you're the slow. And actually we've seen a few funny memes out there of people saying they're practicing their social distancing on the bike / they've been dropped. They said it was just so nice to do something that felt normal, and I can understand that. Some people are obviously in quarantine and lockdown, so to be fortunate enough at the moment to be able to run outside is really nice. The next one here is from Narek, and this one's actually from Armenia, and they said they are in self-isolation, but he's still keeping his training up and he's got his kid there alongside. And I guess actually a lot of people out there, they do have their kids now at home because schools are closed, so they're having to juggle everything with the kids, work and training. So well done, Narek, good photo there. Next one here is from Kieran, and this is a rather impressive one. This is from Copenhagen, Denmark, and they said days like these should be spent outside on the road, but obviously for this period, for now, they're going to be stuck indoors with their iPads, doing some serious Zwifting. So very nice setup there. Very, very envious of that. Our next one though, I really like this one. This is from Diego, and this is from Mexico City. And he said, I just didn't want my weekend nightlife to feel boring during COVID-19. So he's brought the nightclub to his pain cave. So inspired by the lights on his Tax Neo turbo train, he's put them around his room. So really good job. I love that. It's really good fun. And then we've got this really impressive pain cave from Daniel, and this is from Germany. And he's got all sorts in there. He's got a treadmill, bike, a turbo trainer, gym equipment, and he said new addition, he's just got a rowing machine. I do notice also actually he's got one of those plates that goes underneath the bike, which I believe, if I'm right, if that's the same one, it moves slightly as you get up out of the saddle and you train, and they're really quite cool. And a final one here though is from Andrea, and this is from Verona in Italy, and obviously they are in full lockdown quarantine at the moment. So he's got his pain cave well set up, so he's got a really good gym setup, a lot of weights, barbell, etc. And then he's got his turbo trainer set up behind. So fantastic work, everyone. I'm really impressed to see everyone still keeping up their training and adapting to this and getting their pain caves set up accordingly. Please do send in your pain caves and show us how you're dealing with this current crisis. So you can find the link for our uploader just below. And yeah, get stuck in.
Okay, back to me for the caption competition where I get to choose the winner. So I like this part. We had this picture from Mooloolaba World Cup. Notice I said it correctly this time. A few of you pointed out last week. I got it a little bit wrong. It is a picture of Georgia Taylor-Brown doing the sad bottom lip to Vicky Holland. And we've got some fun suggestions. First one from Braden Gray. But I wanted those flowers. Nice. Jodie Smith. Jess would have let me win. More on that one in a moment. But another one here from Jack Reen. What do you mean? We've run out of toilet paper, Vicky. I'm not sure if that's happening all around the world, but here in the UK, it's a bit of an issue at the moment. But our winner this week is Stephen Jacobs, who comes with the caption, can't believe you wouldn't hold hands crossing the finish line. So this is obviously Georgia Taylor-Brown when she crossed the finish line with Jess Learmonth over at the test event in Tokyo when they ended up getting disqualified. So we like the attention to detail on that one. Well done, Steve, you get a cap. So just make sure you get in touch and we will post that one out to you. And then this week we have another picture from the Mooloolaba World Cup of an athlete rather hungry to succeed. You guys can do much better than me, I know, so make sure you leave your suggestions in the comment section below. Well, as you can see, we are adapting to the situations that do seem to be constantly changing at the moment. So please stay patient with us, and we are going to do our best to keep bringing you some brilliant content as much as we can. And I know a lot of you are stuck indoors and especially struggling with swim training. So if you haven't done so already, do check out the video on how to train for swimming with bodyweight exercises. But we've got a follow-up to that one coming out this week, which is going to be using band work to help keep swim strength and some swim fitness. I've also got my favorite run sessions that I'm going to be sharing with you, which can be adapted to indoors or outdoors if you have those opportunities available to you. And maybe you're at home and you're enjoying doing a little bit of online shopping. If you can't get out, well, do check out the GTN shop. There's still a sale on over there. And the video that I did mention, if you want some indoor training inspiration, we've got a couple for you here. So one is bodyweight swim exercises. That is just down here. And if you maybe want to get a little bit sweaty, you just got 20 minutes on your turbo, there's a great indoor workout that Mark and I filmed that's just here.